Okay, so if you look at exercise number 2 on your sheet, we are in a new key. So we have C sharp minor, B, A, and E. So the A you learned from the exercise number 1. So you should be able to find that here, here, and here. So let's solve the problem for this C sharp minor. We're going to start in this neighborhood down here. We need a C sharp on either strings 1, 2, or 3. If you look at your neck diagram, there's a C sharp in the 2nd fret. If you look at your triad sheet, you scroll down and you look for a root on the 2nd string. It's circled and it's in red. That is your root note. So you're going to put a finger there, you're going to put a finger here, and the minor 3rd is the 1st string open. So if you're getting kind of freaked out looking at that going, man, I can't play that note, remember, start on the root, look for the perfect 5th. If you go back a fret, there's your minor 3rd. So kind of a weird way to play C sharp minor, right? But it's a really cool, it sounds great in the open position. We're going to do it in this track. So there's a C sharp minor. The next chord in the song is a B. So in this neighborhood, where's a B? You can have B as the 2nd string open, but then we can't go back that far. So let's look for B on the 3rd string. So we have C sharp minor. We look for a B. That's the same as our B minor, right? Same root note. It's almost like the maniac that designed all this had a plan here. So B minor, but we need a major chord now. We've been playing that. We played it up here. We played D, G, and we played A. So now we're just going to play it in the 4th fret, B. So you have C sharp minor. We have a B. We've got that A that you already know. A, 3rd string. It's almost like we take our B, you can see it like this. We take this B and we move it back. B, A. Okay, now we need an E. So in this neighborhood on strings 1, 2, or 3, where's an E? 1st string open. So if we look at the major triad, the 2nd one down, that's your 1st string open. The perfect 5th is below it. The major 3rd is in the 1st fret. Which if you think about it, makes sense because this is just our E chord, right? But we're focusing on strings 1, 2, 3. So I want you to see it like C sharp minor, B, A, E. And then it's going to repeat. C sharp minor, B, A, E. So we're going to play through that a bunch of times. Halfway through the track, we'll just strum it one time. And then I'll say, okay, now we're going to arpeggio. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to start on the thin string, and we're going to come down like this towards your face. B, A, E. C sharp minor, B, A, E. So check this out. This E has a G sharp as the lowest note. When we play a C sharp minor chord, these notes stay the same, strings 1 and 3. When I play a C sharp, that turns that into a C sharp minor chord. E, C sharp minor, E, C sharp minor. So it causes a really cool thing in a track, in a song, when somebody, piano players do this, bass players do this, when somebody starts inverting the chords, you get a cool tension. So if this is my C, E, there's an inherent tension to that because that E has the third as the lowest note. E with a G sharp. This C sharp minor has the fifth, the G sharp is the lowest note. So the fifth of this chord, the third of this chord. So when you start playing around with root position and inversions, you get some really cool. Now watch this, here's my A. So off this E, my G sharp moved up to A, my B moved up to a C sharp. C sharp, A, E, A, C sharp minor, E. That's a whole lot of really cool stuff going on with some very minimal movement. So let's jump into the track. I'm gonna hit play and let you hear it because it's a totally different feel. It's kind of funky, but we're just gonna strum, let it ring. Halfway through, we're gonna do the arpeggio thing. A, E, C sharp minor, B, A, E. Okay, so I'm gonna hit play. You can check out the track. Take a second, find those notes because we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna move it up the neck and then we're gonna play to this track. 2, 3, 4. B, A, E. Again. One more time and we're gonna arpeggiate. Here we go, the arpeggio. E. Again, C sharp minor. A. E. Keep doing that. C sharp minor. B. E. One more time. A. E. We're back to strumming. C sharp minor. Again. E. After this, we arpeggiate again. A, E, arpeggiate, C sharp minor. Okay, so that stuff sounds pretty lame by itself, right? Like just those chords. But I know the minute that I did this, you thought that was really cool, because it was really cool, because we're playing a part against the track rhythmically and starting high and coming low. We're just creating like some cool motion, high to low, and arpeggiation instead of a strum. Now, pretend for a second you're playing with someone and you're strumming through verse 1 of a song. Verse 2 comes up. You arpeggiate. Verse 3, strum. Verse 4, arpeggiate. Maybe arpeggiate in the chorus. Maybe you do jabs in the chorus. You see where all this is going? This is how tracks are built, and this is how guitar players think when they're in the studio or playing in a band. Singer-songwriter might be playing acoustic guitar. There might be another guitar player as well. So you're picking, I call it pick a lane. Pick a lane and stay there. If you're the triad guy, you can move it around. You can do all these cool parts. By themselves, they seem easy. But to make the changes in time, to think about where you are in the song and be concerned about form and structure, if a verse repeats 4 times, maybe strum it. In verse 2, that's a great place to start arpeggiating because you're creating some motion, you're creating some rhythm. You're not speeding up, you're not playing faster, but going from this to this, it builds excitement because it sounds like something's going on in the track, something's moving. So it's just a really smart way to play. Okay, now I think what we should do is shift up. So we're going to play the same game. We're going to look for the next neighborhood. So we found C sharp on the 2nd string. Let's find C sharp on the 3rd string. So it is the 6th fret. We've got this C sharp minor, right? And then we need a B. So we have, that's my C sharp minor. We could go back to that B we just played if you want. That's fine, that works. Now remember in exercise 1, this was our B minor. So all I've done is move it up, C sharp minor. It's the same chord, same shape. So C sharp minor, we need a B. I'll go up here. This is like the A that we played on the other track. So C sharp minor, B, A, E. So C sharp minor, 6th fret, 3rd string. Look at your minor column. Look for the root note circled in red. That tells you you're in the right place. That's the root note, C sharp. What shape goes with it? B. You know what? I might go back. I liked the sound of this. I'm going to do this B, the one that we just played. And then we're going to find A in this neighborhood. So we have C sharp, B. A is the 1st string. If you look at we need a major chord at A major. What shape goes with it? A, circled in red. What shape goes with it? It's the 2nd one on your sheet, right? And then we need to find an E. So in this neighborhood, where's an E? And remember, we're only working on strings 3, 2, 1. So E is the 5th fret, 2nd string. Look at your diagram. Look for the root circled in red. Put a finger there. Play the right shape. It's that D shape. So we played D, G, A last time. Now we're looking for this E. So if this is my C sharp minor, this is my E. Just like C sharp minor, E. Those relationships are what make it really interesting, these inversions. C sharp minor, I'm going down for B. You can go up if you want. A, E. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to strum, and then we're going to arpeggiate coming down. And then I might start moving back and forth between these two to really just get it anchored in your head. So let me go back to the beginning of the track. We're going to work in this neighborhood. We're either going to be strumming or we're going to be arpeggiating coming down. Okay? And if I say move, we're just going lower, back down to here. So we're going to kind of shift around in there. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, E, B, A, E, C sharp minor, B, A, E. Again. After this, we're arpeggiating E. Here we go. B, A, E. Again. A, E. One more time. A. Now let's move it down after this. Just strum, C sharp minor. B. A. E. One more time and then we arpeggiate. Start arpeggiating after this. Go. We're going to move the arpeggio up. Go. Again. So you can see it's a really powerful effect, even just shifting around what little bit we did, going from here down to here. That's the power of the inversions. You get some really nice stuff happening. Let's go to the next neighborhood. So we played here, this C sharp. Found these chords, right? And then we moved up here, found this neighborhood, this C sharp. Now we need to find a higher C sharp. So if you look at your neck diagram, we've got a C sharp at the 9th fret. You look at the shape that goes with the root on the 1st string, we need a minor chord. So remember, before we played B minor in exercise 1. So instead of being 7th fret, we're at the 9th fret. So B minor. Now we need a B in this neighborhood. B's at the 7th fret. The root is on the 1st string. Look at your neck diagram or your chord diagram. Look for the root on the 1st string. What shape goes with it? Now we need an A chord. We did this in the first exercise. This A in this neighborhood is at the 10th fret. So the root is on the 2nd string, major chord shape. And then we need an E. E is on the 3rd string, 9th fret. What shape goes with it? That's where we started with this D in exercise 1. So remember we did D here. We're just doing E right here. So we've got C sharp minor at the 9th fret. I'm going to go back for the B. You could go up if you want. So C sharp minor, B, this A at the 10th fret, E. So we're just going to strum these chords like before over the same track. A, E. And then we're going to arpeggiate. We're going to start on the thin string. A, E. Okay, now I'm probably gonna make that move that I made last time where I kind of surprised you. These chords you did down here, C sharp minor, B, A, E. Find them an octave higher. So C sharp minor, here's my C sharp, C sharp. So my C sharp is at the 14th fret on the 2nd string. I need a B, 12th fret, 2nd string, play the right shape. So I've got C sharp minor, B, that A we did down here. Remember we played this before. A is 14th fret, 3rd string, play the right shape, and then I've got my E. E, 12th fret. So C sharp minor, B, A, E. And at the very end, if I make the move and you don't, that's okay, don't worry about it. Just stay where you are. But C sharp minor, B, A, E. Okay, so remember, we're starting in this new neighborhood, we're just strumming, and then we're arpeggiating. And we will maybe go high, probably will, since I told you we would. And then we're gonna start moving between all of them, okay? That'll be the next time through. So let me get the track ready and we'll knock this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, E, B, A, E, B, A, E. Not yet. I didn't give you enough time. B, one more time, and then we arpeggiate. Here we go. E. Again. B. A. E. C sharp minor. B. A. E. One more time and then we move up. C sharp minor. B. A. We're gonna stay with the arpeggios. E. Move up. A. E. C sharp minor. B. A. E. C sharp minor. B. Now I think what we should do is where we left off, we're going to play the same chord shapes, but we're going to work our way down the neck. And we are going to arpeggiate all the way down, okay? And then we might start coming back up with some strums. We're going to do jabs in the 12/8 one. So we're going to start high, work our way down low, doing the arpeggiations. So we'll cycle through like 2 times through, 2 times through, 4 times through, 4 times through. I think that's enough measures. I'll shout it out to you. I'll give you enough time. So review your triads: C sharp minor, B, E, A. C sharp minor, B, A, E. C sharp minor, B, A, E. C sharp minor, B, A, E. So get those under your fingers. We're going to arpeggiate all the way down. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, E. Do that again. B, A, E. Stay there. Let's do it again. E. Let's move down to the C sharp minor, 9th fret. B, A, E. Repeat. A, E. C sharp minor, B, A, E. One more time and then we move. E. Move down, new neighborhood. B, A, E. Again. E. One more time and then we move. Go down. We have a lot more to go over in this course, but I hope you're starting to see how you can utilize this information and how the shapes are simple, the concept is pretty simple, but to be able to pull this off in real time, what if you had to do this for, an entire song? Or what if you had to do it for a full set list? Like if you were the arpeggio jab strum guy using triads, or if you're playing on a recording session and that's the lane that you're in for a couple hours, you need to be able to find this stuff pretty quickly. And it's very common and it's very useful. So I wanted to present you these ideas and give you a roundabout concept about how to practice on your own. That's why I made the tracks in different keys with different feels and different approaches with the jab, strum, arpeggiate. So now you can go back, you can take these ideas. If moving this fast is hard for you, don't feel bad, don't feel like you're failing. I work with guitar players that have been playing a long time, they've got really great technique, they can play solos. We start doing stuff like this and people fall apart pretty quickly. It's not easy. It's a different way of playing. So use the backing track to your advantage. Like I said, it repeats 12 times. So if you need to hang out in one neighborhood for 12 times through, that's fine. Just don't stop and don't give up and don't get frustrated. because I'm moving kind of quickly doesn't mean, if you're struggling that you're doing something wrong. You need to use the backing track and these concepts and this information to the way that works best for you. I can't tell you how many times I've just turned on a song and just done this over and over, up and down the neck, and then different strings, and working this stuff out on my own. So repetition is your friend. Just work for consistency, not perfection. You're going to miss things. It's not a big deal. Don't move on until you're ready. Remember, you have options. If you get bored, you can jab and mute. You can strum. You can arpeggiate. You can make up your own arpeggio. You can make up your own strum pattern. It doesn't matter, but make sure you play with the track. It's really important that you start to hear the tonal center, the groove and the feel, and you're working within the framework of a song. That's way better than just playing through these exercises on your own. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to do some jabs, but now we're going to do the 12/8 track. Okay, and we're going to start... let's start high again, and let's just do those jabs and work our way down, and then we'll work into something else. Okay, so I'm gonna play the track for you so you can hear the new groove. It's in the same key, so we're gonna use all the same chords, C sharp minor, B, A, E. We're gonna start high, we're gonna work our way down. We're gonna do the jab thing. If you can't get these clean yet, don't worry about it, you'll get them. When I jab up, and then I mute. If it's hard for you to mute with both hands, you don't have to lift the pressure on the string. You can go like this. Strike, put the hand down. So. So you don't have to worry about lifting the pressure off the fingers. I just do that out of habit without thinking about it. I'm just used to it. You'll get there. So you can hold the pressure and go. Now with the right hand, it's like you're taking your arm off the guitar and just doing this. This would be just a big exaggerated. If I tighten it up, so just think about like from the side. So if I do this, I'm not rolling my hand back. I'm not doing weird angle stuff. Hit, down, hit, down. I'm concerned about my pick getting back to this. So my thumb, my palm, it's all just coming down. It doesn't have to be pretty. You might miss it 50% of the time. That's still winning, man, because you're gonna get it if you keep doing it. If you stop doing it or you give up, you won't get it. So be okay with it sounding kind of ugly. Be okay with missing it, but just be really focused and excited about like, man, I'm gonna keep doing this. Until I can do it in my sleep. So a lot of repetition. So I'm gonna let you hear the track. We're gonna do jabs, and we're going to jab on just the second beat of the measure. It's really common to hit on 2 and 4. So we're gonna let beat 1 go by because it sounds super cool to leave space. Guitar players, we always want to fill up space because we think, oh man, I can play a solo, I can strum chords, I can do these arpeggios, I should play licks. Like, leaving space is a really great way to play. So if we start on the C sharp minor, if the tempo, if the groove is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, da, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change chords. It's going to be really sparse. Let me play the track for you, and it'll make sense. Eh. 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 So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do. And then we're gonna move down the neck. We're gonna live in this place a little bit. So remember, it's 4 primary beats. So even this track sounds really funky. It sounds kind of fast. The bass is like, it sounds quick. Remember, the tempo is just this. 1, 2. The subdivision, the 12/8 is 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, da 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 4, 5, 6, da 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's the subdivision. You need to know where you are in the beat, but you don't need to be thinking really fast, like counting to 12 over and over and over. You're gonna pass out or something. So just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so we're just playing on beat 2, basically, of the measure. So we're gonna hang out up here. We're gonna do all those chords up here, and then we're gonna go down here. So you might wanna, kind of review C sharp minor, B, A, E. C sharp minor, B, A, E. I think that's how I played it. So we're gonna move here, here, and then we're gonna get down to here. Okay, so go ahead and review for a second, and then I'll start the track. Again. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Again. One more time and we move. After this, we go down, 9th fret. Repeat. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Again. One more time. Move down. Okay, so this style of guitar playing, there's so much cool, important guitar work that happens with this. And you don't have to be like some sort of amazing guitar player to do this. That sounds weird, but if you understand these concepts and you can do these things we're doing, jab, strum, be tasteful, that last thing we just played, like we're playing one chord every measure, right? That's it. But it's so effective, and it's a really smart way to play, and you hear it everywhere. And our ego, our fear can kick in. We can start talking to ourselves and thinking, I should be doing more. That guy, he would do this. Or you can get really in your head and drive yourself crazy. If you play like this, if you're just dangerous enough to do this kind of stuff, you'll just come across like a really smart musician and a really good guitar player. Because less is often more. It's about playing the right thing at the right time. It's not about playing a lot. So I just want to encourage you to take the time to really play with the backing tracks and try these different things. And if you get together with a friend, write down the chord progression, and while they're strumming chords and doing something else, you try some of this stuff. Take some of your favorite songs, your favorite bands and recordings, try some of this stuff along with the track. It's a super great way to practice, and I guarantee you, while you're playing along, you'll start to hear these parts within the track. You just haven't noticed them before. And you'll hear piano players do this kind of stuff. They'll do these jabs, they'll play triplets, they'll do these arpeggios. Like, it's a really smart, effective musical way to play. So hang with it, have fun with it. We're going to do one more in this key, in this 12/8, and then we're going to move on to a new key. We'll move on to exercise number 3. So what are we going to do here? We did the jabs. Let's try this. Let's do this kind of strum pattern that goes... So 1, 2, 3, 1, dun 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 dun, and we'll move up the neck too. Because I want you to feel and have a sense of that strong underlying beat. Da, 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 da. And it's not a hard strum. I mean, you could do stuff like that. You could go, you could play like a funky thing. What was it, A? So if you want to work on stuff like that, I'm going to tell you a secret. Get the right hand going. Everything has to be slave to the right hand. And then the chords just fit in. So the right hand is the motor. Now look what I'm doing. I'm not doing that chop with my right hand. I'm not muting. I'm just squeezing and lifting. A lot of people pay way too much attention to the left hand, thinking that they've got to work something out there. The left hand is not the right hand's problem. That's a good way to think about it. The left hand needs to get its act together. The right hand is relentless and does not stop for the left hand. The minute the right hand pauses, everything will fall apart. You cannot wait for the left hand. You have to do this. It doesn't matter what, you could go. what I'm getting at, whatever the groove and the rhythm is, whatever thing you want to play, you do that with the right hand. The left hand has to figure it out. This is another reason why knowing the triads is so important, because you just need to be able to know where you are. Move down. So we're not going to get into a lot of that in this course because that's some pretty advanced rhythm playing and muting. But I just wanted you to feel free on your own to experiment with, get a groove going with the right hand, whether it's a 4/4 track we've done or 12/8, it doesn't matter. Get a thing going and just practice keeping the right hand moving. If you want to play really funky, just get the right hand going and do that squeeze thing. You know, I'm not doing the chop. You don't have to do both. See my right hand? So when I play the chord, when I lift off, I'm not lifting off the strings. I'm relieving the pressure, but staying in contact with the strings. See? It's just a light squeeze and release. Kind of like what we were doing with that muting earlier, the jabs. I'm just playing more. I'm playing a faster rhythm. So if you're a beginner and you're just like, man, I'm just trying to hold on here, don't worry about that. You'll get that later and it'll come easier and faster now because you know the triads. If you're kind of an intermediate player and you want to challenge yourself, start doing some of that stuff along with the tracks. So we're gonna do one more and we're gonna do this new rhythm. That's what kind of got me on this tangent, was going. We'll repeat that and then we'll move up. We'll move up, right up to here. We're gonna get all the way back up to here. We're gonna do all that. And then we might do some arpeggio stuff once we get up there. Maybe we'll come back down. We'll see how much time we have. But I'll cue you as we go along. But it's going to be the same pattern all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, 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 bump. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. So we're going to start low, go high. One more time. Get ready to move. Here we go. Again. Again. One more time. Move up, the 9th fret. Let's move up. After, right here. Go. Of all the things that we've done with this track, that was probably not be the way that I would play to a groove like this, but I wanted you to get used to the rhythm thing and that so you could start practice muting that. Because that would be more effective with this track to do something like that. Let me show you, and then I'll kind of dress it up a little more. I didn't want to get too funky and too much into the muting because I know that can be really frustrating to learn, but let me back it up and show you something. Just doing that slight squeeze. Notice I'm doing the same strum pattern, that dut 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 dut. Dut, 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 dut. Now I'm just doing the squeeze. So jump in with me at the 9th fret and try this. Let's move down. 6th fret. See, I'm doing the same rhythm, same strum, just that the mute makes that big of a difference. And then you can always dress it up. So now I'm just throwing that jab in there. So you can see how like a really simple idea can turn into something really cool just by muting. So you don't have to do like a crazy, if you just work on these basic rhythms and you get those under your belt, you'll be able to embellish them later. So this thing that we were doing before this last time, it's hard to play like that to a track like this where you're going. It doesn't sound great, but practicing that way, practicing that rhythm sets you up to your right hand get used to being the motor, and then you work on that squeeze thing, and all of a sudden you're playing jumps to that level. So I think it is worthwhile to go back and play that just real strummy way, that thing, and then work on the squeeze thing. That little bit of squeezing will get you the muting and the separation that you want in this style of music. so it's not so jangly and strummy. But you have to work on the strum first to get the right hand keyed into what it needs to do. Okay, so we're going to move on to exercise number 3 next in a new key. So I'll see you in a second.